All right.
Take one.
Take one, behind the scenes week.
Recap. With us on some of our other platforms, we've talked a little more about what we're doing this week. Super fun behind the scenes week. We wanted to really dig deeper into our creative prowess. Oh, it sounds like a cat stuff. Meow. That was good. You like the sound effects? Meow. I did have a brief and shining slow morning in this house. I put a record on, I had coffee, I went to the sunroom, I was reading, and I think Connor interrupted me for sunscreen application or something. But I did capture that brief and shiny moment, and I do think it's important to show that too. That's some of the best stuff. Yeah. It doesn't always look amazing on film. So we kind of sort of became daily vloggers, or we made a really genuine attempt to become daily vloggers, fully aware that we had zero aspirations of actually becoming daily vloggers.
Oh yeah.
So much respect for people that do
Serious.
Daily vlog, but I have always known that was not for me.
We wanted to put something out, whether on Instagram or Facebook, or release YouTube videos every day.
Every day this week. Or the new blog.
Which we built a website, which is kind of exciting.
That's really exciting. It's so
We've been doing some things, right?
Wildpreciousnow.com. Check it out.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. And the reason why we wanted to do this, or I thought we should do it, is that I wanted us to get better at telling stories. And so this is a sneak peek of how we do some of the things that we do, not all of them, because we just
can't show that in 1 week either.
No.
But 1 week doesn't really adequately show a life. But it's a glimpse.
It's a glimpse.
Yeah. And that was interesting. If we're diving into what was good or challenging about the week.
Sure.
One of the things that we figured out right away is that first challenge is we don't live in the same place or even the same immediate location. We're not even that close to each other. I think a lot of teams that are on YouTube either live together. It just seems like they have more access. We definitely have our own lives. And even though we are together a lot,
sure,
especially for this project, but in life as well. Yeah, I think that was the first challenge that we had to overcome with the first video. Is sort of showing your very tranquil morning existence compared to mine. I'm not jealous. I'm not. But it looks nice, friend. But yeah, so I think that was challenge number one. It's just that usually when we're shooting, we have set aside time to shoot. And so we are together because we chose to shoot together.
Yeah.
But trying to capture our individual lives and our together life as a working partnership, and then I felt that was a little overwhelming. Did you feel overwhelmed?
I did as well.
Okay.
We'd go all day shooting things, and then I was it's the nighttime.
Yeah.
I should be making a video.
Put us together somehow.
Or the next morning, because that's more likely what happens.
So I think that was challenge number two.
Sure.
It's putting something out immediately it's a lot of work.
And the review process, having family to have a chance to look at it to make sure they're comfortable with how we're portraying them.
Yeah, I've got a teenager and a 10-year-old.
It's complicated, man.
Yeah, their privacy matters to me. So I usually do have their approval before I put anything up. Andy's a little camera shy at times. So we like to check with them. This experiment was very contrary to another experiment I think I had to do earlier in my life. But when I was new to social media, I was definitely guilty of taking myself out of a moment in order to capture the moment. And I think it's normal for us, especially I felt this even more as a young mom when my kids were small. I just wanted to capture everything and stretch those moments out by having them to look back on later. I feel I was taking myself out of moments and taking myself away from the people that I was trying to hold on to tighter.
Yeah.
So I worked hard to separate myself from being that kind of human and making that my experience. And then this week, I feel it showed that my hard work has paid off. because it isn't natural for me to like capture all the things. So another reason that we were open to doing this challenge was we did sort of want to show as best as we could that our life isn't all about any one thing. And I think that's something that I have always sort of felt like was important to share, because I think people on the outside, when you're looking in, you tend to like put people in these boxes. It's like, oh, you're this or you're that, or you do this or you do that. And like, I think one of the most amazing things about our one wild and precious life is that we get to spend it in so many ways. So there are days where my life is all about running my kids around, just plugging in with them, and that's it. And I don't accomplish much else. And there's days where we're able to really like do this WPN thing, although they're here. It's not like you're taking a break from one thing completely to do the next. It's about like fitting it in and you know, having it all, but you can't have it all at once.
Yeah, and it's also important to recognize the support too. Like Andy picked up the kids the day we filmed Timbrell.
Yeah.
Or the fact that like they're willing to be quiet while they're playing Fortnite so that we can get the audio for this.
Yeah, if you hear any outbursts, that's what's happening. Fortnite problems. But yeah, so it was hard and challenging and
but yet valuable.
Meaningful. Yes, I would agree.
I think one of the things that was valuable is like the transparency piece, like kind of sharing with the world, like this is what it looks like for us at least to find, or strive to find rather, the balance between living our best life and capturing it and like making the most of every moment and also reflecting on it, and like it's a lot to process.
The other part I thought was interesting was being able to kind of pull something together on a day that was all about shooting for WPN, and have some of that behind the scenes footage that people can kind of get an idea of what a shooting day does look like for us.
Sure.
Like the equipment setup and just the way that we interact with people when we are getting ready to tell their story. Timbrell is like a really great friend of ours. We love her.
Yeah.
And you know, our shoots, I feel like often wind up feeling more like just getting together with a friend and like learning more about their story and digging deeper into it. And then later trying our best to really represent that in a way that's beautiful and honest and like true to who they are and what they're about and what they have to share with the world. But I think it's cool that anybody can kind of check that out and be like, you know, Christine and Joel approached me for being part of the Story Breathing Project. What's that going to look like for me or my business if I happen to be a business owner?
So, Matt.
So overall,
yes.
Did you feel like it was successful?
I feel like it stretched me. I feel like there were moments where I wanted to not do this anymore.
Yeah, same.
But that's why it was a challenge. So I feel like we still produced the content. We did what we set out to do. I think it stretched us, which was successful. What was that quote you said earlier this week? Yes.
Okay, so it's about highlighting what's real, R-E-A-L, instead of just always showing your highlight reel, R-E-E-L.
Yeah.
Like most of social media is our highlight reel, and it should be. Like, I believe in like sharing what is your best stuff and like putting out there like the fun stuff. Like that's definitely a big part of it. But I do think that there is a time for, and it's important to remember to like highlight what's real, R-E-A-L. So we don't all lose sight of what's real in the midst of a world that tends to be very curated or even photoshopped, and like, you know, we don't do a lot of it. We do curate though. I feel like we're looking to like share inspirational content. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So if we're having a less than inspirational day, we don't normally highlight that.
No.
But I do think it's important just to every now and then like show up and be like, this is what's real behind like the highlights of what we're showing you. So I think that there is value in that, and I'm proud of us for doing it even though it was hard.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah. All right, so we are not going to keep daily vlogging the rest of this week or next week, and probably ever daily vlog again, really. We're not daily vloggers. If you came because you love daily vlogs, we hope you stay. But we're not daily vloggers, and we love you anyway. So, but what do we have? We're going to still show some stuff. Like, yesterday, what did we miss?
We had coffee with a good friend, Mustafa.
Yeah, with Mustafa. Well, first of all, I love that like we were doing other stuff and we just happened to see him like walking down the street. But that led to us being like, we love this person so much and we haven't seen them in way too long, and like, let's get coffee on the calendar. And we wound up like doing it the next day.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Totally.
And that even led to something exciting that we're excited to share with you in the Story Breathing Project, so keep an eye out on that. And then...
So we were playing some Beat Saber, which if you happen to have a PlayStation VR, you should totally download it. It's an amazing game.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's like Star Wars and music at the same time.
Yeah.
It's real cool. I love
really
it.
Awesome.
We kind of all love that. Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on? What's the...
So tonight we're just in a bit going to go to dinner and a comedy show here in Lancaster that we're real excited about, so insert footage here of that awesomeness.
What's up?
What? Lots of good stuff all around.
Yes.
Even if we don't capture it all.
We probably won't.
No, we won't. But we're really happy that we were able to share some of it with you. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And if you are with us here, we love you for it, and we're going to keep putting out stuff that we hope you find inspirational, that helps you go out and make the most of your one wild and precious now. Cheers to making creative goals and seeing them through. Yeah, sounds good.
How awkward is this? We just like...
Are we gonna just sit here? What are we doing now? We've got stuff to do. Gotta go live our
all right, let's go do it.